To my right, Pastor Gwen Wilson from Will of the Master Church, Acting Police Commissioner Ronnie Sattergate, Sean Patterson Howard, our Commissioner of Planning. Immediately behind me is Councilmember Johanna Edwards. To my left is Brent Gamble, the President of the Police Benevolent Association, representing the police union here in Mount Vernon. Ernest Richardson, our Deputy Fire Commissioner, as well as HR Commissioner Rick Pogue. The business of business is business. As a businessman with the political acumen, I made a business decision that is best for the interests of Mount Vernon. Business decisions are not always politically expedient, but they're both necessary and responsible. Change is difficult and will be discussed, but I will not debate my decision publicly. My position is clear, and at this point in time, even Bob Kelly is not questioning the mayor. At this point in time, there's only one council member that is playing politics with public administration. As I have stated in the past, if half of the energy was used to collaborate rather than try and tear down and grandstand, we could spend more political capital building up our city. We are a formidable and progressive community with a bright future. So bright that even representatives from the White House have committed to coming to Mount Vernon to assess opportunities to invest in community gardens, repave broken roads, and participate in ultimate block parties, creating jobs for hundreds of young people as well as many others in our community. We are focused on making Mount Vernon great again. Community leaders are not only standing with me in solidarity, but we all agree in the movement to proceed in one direction, and that's forward. With respect to the police operations, we have not missed a beat. The police department is operating at an efficient, responsible, and safe level, and Mount Vernon remains safe. All other matters related to the offboarding of former Commissioner Kelly are addressed in the press statement we issued on Saturday. And with that, I'll take questions. Actually, just if there are any questions directed at Mr. Gamble, I believe he'll take questions. I believe Councilmember Edwards just directs everybody to his press statement. And I just want to make certain that if you have any questions, I'll take them now.
Mr. Mayor, was the disagreement between yourself and the police commissioner one of policy, or was there a specific activity that you disagreed with him on?
As I've stated, we made the business decision to offboard the police commissioner, and we're moving forward. We believe that the process we have in place is one that is going to lead to new and exciting leadership for the police department, and we're looking forward to making that happen.
So we hear your answer, but it's almost a non-answer. People want to know, did you do something wrong? Did you change your mind? 3 months ago, you said on our air, Bob Kelly is a well-respected law enforcement professional, and he understands what's needed to make sure the public is safe. But something changed in the last 3 months that made you change your mind?
Well, what I can tell you is, things, often start with the most sincere intentions, but it didn't work out. And it is a personnel matter, and we can't get into it. I'm sorry.
So, do you take any responsibility as the mayor who reported him, who went public with, who went to make him a deputy mayor? Do you take any responsibility for hiring him?
As I stated before, things always start with the most sincere of plans, but it didn't work out. And I'm taking responsibility now and made the decision to terminate him, and that's something that we did. And we're not going to debate that publicly. It is a personnel matter, but as you can see, the community is standing with me in solidarity, and we're moving forward.
In your press release, you said the mayor has a vision of public safety that was not being implemented satisfactorily. So does that mean that he wasn't doing a good job?
Well, all I can tell you is, it is a personnel matter. We're not can't get into it. But we're focused on moving forward, and I believe that the PBA being present and being here is significant enough to indicate that Mount Vernon is standing with us on this decision.
I guess the public wants to know what happened. I mean, to say a business is a business is such a vague answer, and I don't think it gives anybody any more clarity. And I think there's so many rumors circulating, flying around. I guess the reason you wanted to have this was to clear the air about it.
Well, I can't speak to rumors or innuendo. I know we made a decision. My position is clear, and we have a process in place with prominent community members. We have council members, multiple council members that are in support of this decision, and we're moving forward.
Mayor, I have a question.
Sure.
In the first sentence of your press conference, you refer to the 90-day period where you're checking on the progress of your administration, and I'm just wondering which progress were you looking for in the police department that you didn't see that led to the Offboarding commission?
Well, that's a personnel matter that I cannot speak to at this point in time. But just know that we are doing a complete assessment across the board of our operations, and we're making sure that as we look back, we learn from things that have happened in the past, so that as we move forward, we make better decisions in the future.
I had another question about this topic. When people complain to me about you, I always say, well, he's only been there 3 months, so you have to give him time. So how much time do your commissioners need in order to effect change?
Well, this is more of gets into that personnel matter issue that we can't speak to. But what I can speak to is the same people that are calling for accountability really need to take a moment to introspect themselves, because they are under a court order, from what I understand, to provide documents with respect to their business activities, with respect to the city. And all I can tell you is that the same accountability that people are demanding of me, they should provide the same for themselves.
Mayor, you used the term personnel. One can infer from that. Was it an issue of personal conduct as opposed to policy? Can you enlighten us any more in that regard?
At this point in time, I cannot. All I can tell you is that we have a police department is continuing to operate in a responsible, safe manner. The people of Mount Vernon are safe, and we're going to make sure we do everything in our power to make sure that they're not just safe from a public safety standpoint, but also fire prevention. And they have, our highest confidence that we're going to make sure we move forward in recruiting the police commissioner.
Has there been any confidentiality agreement between the city and the former police commissioner?
There have been no, per se, confidentiality agreements, but what I can tell you is, it is a personnel matter, excuse me. It's continuing confidentiality. So, to be clear, it's a personnel matter that we cannot speak to, so by design, it is confidential.
And I hate to harp on the same thing, and I understand what everyone's saying. And a lot of our readers were feeling, when the announcement of his appointment came up, myself and several other people were critical of his appointment to see if he was qualified. Some people said other things. And then we had him on the show. We gave him a chance to talk. And it was like, okay, we're going to work with him. We're going to see, he's the commissioner. We're going to see. And it looked like, from the things he said, wanting a CCRB with subpoena power and some of the things he was implementing, that looked like he was a good fit. And then he got fired. It's almost like the girl who dates the guy her father doesn't like. And as soon as her father said he's okay, she loses interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it comes off.
Well, I don't agree with that entire analogy, but let me be clear that the vision of the 21st century police model is something that President Obama laid out pretty clearly in a policy book. We have that, we've been implementing it, and it's something that we look forward to continuing. The CCRB is, again, something that we believe in and we look forward to. Potentially working with our partners at Montefiore Hospital, a location that is not even in the building of City Hall this way. It's completely removed from the perception of being involved in public administration here in this building, so to give people an additional layer of security and safety. But what I can tell you is we made a business decision. We're sticking with it. My position is clear, and at this point in time, we're going to continue to move forward.
Since you do have the PBA president there, and you can speak probably more on police, Matt, how I guess you also can't speak to his performance or You can't speak to the things he was doing, whether they were good or bad, or can you give any insight from a PBS perspective?
Nothing other than we're just looking to go in a different direction.
Okay.
Things were working out, things were going okay, but speaking to the mayor, we just want to go in a different direction right now, move forward.
Okay. Is there anything specific you're looking for in your future replacement? Is there things, what qualities?
So, right, so I would direct you to Ralph Fatigate, the former police commissioner, Mount Vernon. He's kind of helping us with the committee look at and recruit new leadership. We're going to do an extensive search, as we stated in the press statement. Reverend Gwen Wilson, Minister Arthur Muhammad, he's not here right now, and a few others are going to participate in this search. And in the same way, the same process that we had in arriving at the decision that Michelle Johnson was the best fit for Judge of Mount Vernon is the same exact process we're going to put in place here.
All right, so one final question. I know that you can't talk specifically about what happened, but was there one incident or were there a series of incidents that made you uncomfortable about his leadership?
What I can tell you is, Mount Vernon is focused on moving forward, and we're not looking back. We understand that this is of great interest to some people, but the bottom line is the mayor made a decision, and we're sticking to it.
Mayor, I have another question. Did you offboard any other commissioners this weekend, or do you have the intention of doing so this week?
We, at this point in time, we do not have any plans to offboard any other commissioners at this point in time. But I do know that we have a series of meetings coming up to make sure we continue to assess our operations and make more progress from that point. But, I will take this opportunity to invite members of the media to talk to Councilman Wallace, who is here and appears to be the only council member upset with this decision. And again, I would like to remind the media that, Councilman Wallace is also a contractor suing the city of Mount Vernon while still serving as a council member. And it's something of serious nature that we have a temporary restraining order against him and his company. So I hope that the council member contractor provides the accountability that he's calling for by producing the documents that the court has ordered him to use. With that, I'll stop.
Can we ask you about that real quick?
Sure.
I hear what you're saying about the councilman who's also a contractor, but if the work was done as a contractor before he was a councilman, how is there a conflict? Like, that's like someone holding you for something that you did for city council as mayor now.
At the end of the day, the court looked at the same thing that I believe the administration looked at, questioned it, and is asking for more information the same way we've always done. So I think it's important that, everybody consider the source, and if it's sour grapes, then it should be sour grapes.
I'd like to hear an answer from the councilman. I don't know about everybody
Well,
else.
I'll invite you. He's sitting right behind you. Thank you, guys. Any further questions? Hearing none, thank you.
Regarding the firing?
Yes.
I have no idea why it was fired.
We're looking for answers.
The city council.
Yeah, everybody wants an answer, and I don't think we got it.
No, we did not. I realize that. But he did say if we had any questions. I'm not interested in the other issue right now, the alleged conflict of interest. I don't know anything about it to ask an intelligent question. But you disagreed with the determination of the police commissioner according to the mayor. Can you add anything to that?
Well, I never disagreed with it, or I didn't agree with it. I'm just trying to find out what happened. And we're trying to get answers the same way you're trying to get answers. And we're not getting any answers. And this goes on and on and on with everything else, as far as the zombie homes and other things. There's never any answers.
Now, do you expect, certainly the commissioner or the former commissioner himself may have a press conference, we don't know, people are probably going to reach out. Do you expect that we'll hear anything down the line?
Well, I'm sure, Commissioner Kelly will probably come forward and state what happened and probably clear the air because his name is on the line, his integrity is on the line, and I think that he needs to step forward and let us know what happened since we're not going to get anything from the administration.
Thank you very much.
Since the mayor said that you're the only councilman unopposed, and 3 of the councilmen are not here, 3 council persons are not here, and he said he had the majority. Would you like to speak to that?
Well, I don't know about the majority of the councilmen. I know he has one council person. Besides that, I don't know where he got that from. So what I'm saying is, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not for it either. I just want to know what happened. And it seemed to be a problem from a gentleman who's always been stating about, transparency, but it seems like we can never get transparency.
Thank you.